Everyone still loves McDonald's, even though we all know it's some of the worst food for your health. But that hit different sometimes. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Just Chips podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Seth Rogen's homie, my boy, Ethan Franks.
What's
You know me at Rarer Than Rare.
Yes. Heck yeah. This is the Just Chips podcast. Why do we call it this, by the way?
Because it's just chips, Ethan. You know what it is.
It's just chips. Don't worry about it.
Maybe we should let the viewer know a little bit about the first episode that we recorded that went really well, but unfortunately, Ethan at Seth Rogen's homie on Twitter deleted it. So we're out here putting in the work for episode 2, but we have to name it episode 1.
That kind of sucks, man. I think that was a pretty good podcast. Don't remember exactly what we talked about. I do remember a little bit what we talked about, but that was a great podcast. I think we started it off with, kind of talking about what is, just chips, like what does it mean to us? And I mean, what it means to me is, not to have like attachment towards anything that, you're willing to lose, I guess you can say. Like it's just chips, like just fuck it, forget about it. Fugazi. It's nothing.
Definitely, our overwhelming point in the first podcast was talking about how money, which is like the just chips aspect, is like not that important in life, and like family's important, your time's important, real relationships are important, doing the right thing in life is important instead of the money or doing things for the money, because it's
Exactly.
just chips at the
Yeah.
end of the day.
Yeah, it's just chips. Man, and this is just a sticker on my fucking hoodie, but we're gonna get these bitches made. I think it'll look fire.
Yes, sir, and you can find them at
Um,
therareco.com. Our beautiful designer
yes,
is
sir.
right in
Yes,
front of
sir.
you, and he's looking fly as
I'm the
always,
guy.
but he's going to be designing our merch.
Dude, I had to wake you up this morning, man.
Well,
What were
no,
you
well, to
watching
be
last
honest,
night?
to be
Freaking
honest,
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody?
why would I watch that?
You're
No. I
you're up
love how
hella late.
the last message I saw was you like saying the SpongeBob, like, who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
Lives in a pineapple under the sea.
This is
Dude, I had to
crazy.
wake you up.
Okay, hold on. So for the record, my phone is on complete silence. So like even all those messages made
Okay.
no noise. So I woke up by myself,
Okay.
but then I was like, wait, like hold up, my alarm never went off. And then I realized the alarm I turned on was only for weekdays, and I didn't realize like today's a Sunday because I put it all. I put like I
Yeah.
put 6:45, 6:57, 7:10. Like I put them all, and it was only on weekdays, and I was like, like so.
Dang, so is that how you set up your alarm? Because I know a lot of people set up their alarm that way,
Yeah, if I
where if
don't,
they have to wake up at 7:30, they're gonna set their alarm at 6:45, then 7, then
yeah,
7:15.
that's
That's how you wake
that's how I
up?
do it, because if I set one alarm at 7 o'clock, and I'm not even gonna be awake when I turn it off. It's gonna be like I'm gonna be completely asleep and just be like, and then turn it off and never remember that I even did anything, and then yeah, it's
Yep.
just I get into too deep of sleeps.
But like once you jump out of bed, it's like, all right, like I'm awake, I'm awake. Let's get the day going.
Definitely.
But I think that's how a lot of people are. They set up their alarms like 10 minutes in like increments to like however time that they're supposed to wake up. And they know like when it reaches 7:30, like, okay, I have to wake up.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like a weird like psychology thing. It's like, oh, like, okay, I woke up at 6:45, put it to snooze. Woke up at 7, put it to snooze. Woke up at 7:15, put it to snooze. But then when it hits like 7:30 and you know that it's 7:30, you're like, all right, like I gotta wake up now. And then you actually like find the willpower to actually like get up out of bed.
Yeah, and I heard it's
That's just
not
hilarious
a
to me.
good thing to like snooze, because then it like resets your cycle once you wake up and then go back to sleep, and then wake up and then go back to sleep. So then your cycle's reset. So then it almost feels like when you wake up you haven't slept as much. So
Yep, that is the case.
yeah, but like most things in life, people know the truth and then like to do something else with it, and do the wrong thing. Everyone still loves McDonald's, even though we all know it's some of the worst food for your health. But that hit different sometimes.
Dude, and don't get me wrong, I love McDonald's, you know. Not that I love the burgers, but I love the fries. Like that's my like, you know, every once in a while I'll be like, damn, like I kind of craving like a Big Mac or something, knowing that, you know, it's not the best thing in the world for me, but you know, I still want it. And that kind of leads to the point of a lot of people, you know, you create your own reality. You know, I'm a strong believer, like you create your own reality. Your thoughts are your reality, and you choose what you want to think of. You know, like obviously you don't know like where your next thought is going to be. Like thoughts just kind of come to you based off of what you're doing at that moment. Or you know, a lot of people like live in the past and they're just, or even people like living in the future, like they're just creating like scenarios in their head that like probably won't happen, you know, but it could happen if you keep on thinking about it and you make that your reality. You know, that's a true thing. But it's like, damn, like, you know, that eating this Big Mac probably isn't going to benefit me health wise, but it's going to bring that dopamine, that gratification of like, dang, like this is a good feeling. Like when you're eating it and you have your fries and, you know, a Coke, like that's like the classic McDonald's meal. Big Mac, fries, and a Coke. And like when you're driving up to the drive-through, like you're not really thinking about it. You're like, you know, it's just it's regular to you. But when you want to go to the gym the next day, or like, you know, you weigh yourself and you're like, damn, like I gained a couple pounds like this week from, you know, eating junk food or something. I think it's, you know, you create your own reality.
Definitely.
Like whatever you think of, you know,
I think
it's on you. It's on
that
you.
goes back to the point of uh, people are thinking about too short-term stuff instead of the long-term stuff that we were talking about at the first podcast. You know, like just
Yeah.
like alcohol at McDonald's, anything unhealthy, or a lot of things in life, you think about what will make you happy right now, the second, instead of wondering
Mm-hmm.
the long-term effects of it, and then instead of thinking about long-term instead of the short-term. So, you know, long-term
That's
goals.
a big point.
Definitely, just like it's the same thing with you know, McDonald's thinks of it as they're thinking about their long-term goals of like, how can we increase sales this year? How can we make more burgers? How can we pay people less? How can we increase profits, decrease spending, optimize spending? You know, all that stuff. It's just like that you have to think long-term like them, or then you're just gonna stay here in the short term forever, living
Yeah,
paycheck to
dude.
paycheck
The
or day
Travis
to day.
Scott burger.
Yeah, they're smart. They're smart. I mean, tell me the last person you've seen with like McDonald's merch. I feel like that's rare. You know, it's like,
That is rare.
mm-hmm. So it's like,
And if you think of like Travis Scott, like, you know, he's a big part in the younger generation's culture, like our culture of like artist at that magnitude, you
mm-hmm.
know, made it cool. Like he made wearing McDonald's merch cool. Like
Yeah,
he made that the thing. And that's what's so powerful about marketing and, you know,
definitely.
putting the right position
Cactus Jack.
into play, you know. Chess moves. Chess
So, I
moves.
mean, McDonald's made a calculated move by giving however much money they gave to Travis Scott to have him influence other people to, you know, want to buy their stuff or make it more interesting than it already is.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, it's you said it right, like it's a calculated moves. And you know, I think I don't think that, you know, if you're dreaming, people say like, oh, if you're dreaming too big, like you're taking too much of a risk, you know? But if it's a calculated risk that you're willing to take, by all means go for it, you know? Anything good in life obviously isn't easy, you know? If you want to be an Olympic gold medal athlete, or you know, you want to become a doctor, or you know, anything that requires work, it's not going to be easy, you know. So I guess people who have these big dreams, they kill their dreams with that instant gratification of, you know, drinking that six pack of White Claws, or I don't know, like getting that Big Mac, or uh even like sexual gratification. Like, you know, there's people who will never find a relationship until like they're 40 or 45 because they want that instant gratification of those one night stands and like racking up like how many like quote unquote like bodies that they can get, because like that's cool to them. But you're not gonna find love in that. And like it goes back to you create your own reality. Like if that's what you want, that's what you're gonna get. And just don't complain around me about you saying that like you can't find love, when it's like, well, you haven't tried. Like you haven't tried.
Mm-hmm.
Just try it. Do something new. Step out your comfort zone.
Yes,
Numbers.
step out of your comfort zone. I think that's really important. I don't think too many people do that, and a lot of people like to give up when it starts to get hard. But there was like a saying, or I don't know who said this, but it has to do with the gym, but it kind of has to do with life as well. It's kind of like when the reps start getting hard, that's when you should start counting. So
Wow.
not the first 10 that were easy, but the 11th one that's hard is when you should start counting now, and that's when it really counts. So same with life, when you're just breezing by, it's whatever. But when it starts getting hard and you stay with it, then that's when it really counts.
When people reach that threshold of like, damn, like this is actually hard work. Like, dang, I'm already on like my third set already, and like, dang, this is actually hard work. Like, my muscles are starting to burn, starting to get more tired, more drained. I think I'm gonna stop. I think I'm gonna stop for the day. Like, I had a good gym session, but it's like, no, like what you just said. Like, when you start feeling that pain and you start feeling, your muscles tightening up, it makes you, well, it makes me want to do more reps, because I know that like, just doing 10 push-ups isn't going to be as effective as doing 50 push-ups. Like, I just started, somewhere around December, I started jump roping every single day. And when I first started jump roping, like, I could only do it for 3 minutes straight. And even within those 3 minutes, like, I would always be tripping up onto myself. I would always be tripping onto the rope. Now I can do it at this stage that I'm in, putting in what, like, almost 2 months of work, almost like a month and a half, 2 months of just jump roping consistently. I'm able to do it, for 10, 15 minutes straight. And, I'm able to do, double jumps. And I haven't got to, be able to do like crosses or anything, but seeing my progression just over a little thing of just jump roping, like, it's numbers to me, it's numbers. Like, I went from 3 minutes and, being almost on the floor, like dying out of breath because my cardio was super bad, to, feeling super good. Like, when I hit, because I the way that I time my jump ropes, I time it with songs. That's how I time my jump ropes. And I have like a certain playlist that I go through, which I know is 10 minutes or I know is 15 minutes. And, I've only been doing it for a short amount of time, but I'd like to get to be able to do it for 30 minutes straight, and just keep at it. And seeing my progression is great. Like, it's a dope feeling. It goes back to saying like the journey is the destination. Like, I'm doing something that's gonna benefit me every single day, so I can try to be better than I was yesterday. And that's like the whole goal behind it.
We talked about how life is really fast, but at the same time it's really slow. And if we think about life being extremely fast right now, then that's when we start thinking about, okay, let's enjoy the moment right now. Let's enjoy this moment right now, because life is fast, which it is. It is fast when you look at it, but at the same time, life is really slow. You still have, possibly however young you may be or not, you still have probably 50 or 60 years left, or like, 70, maybe even more. So, you got to think about your future. It's like, do you still want to be at the same standing point that you are right now, or do you want to build on it right now when you have time and when you have the energy and when your body can do it, than when you're a little bit older and you still have to work every single day because you chose to enjoy life right now?
100. And I don't know if you're familiar with this celebrity jeweler. His name is Ben Baller.
Definitely.
He has a podcast. Okay, yeah, the A$AP Ferg song, like, Ben Baller did the chain.
Of course.
Everyone knows that quote. And
BVS.
he says this in almost every single podcast. And Dude, it sticks with me every single
What does he
day. And he
say?
always says, this is not your practice life. This is not your practice life. Like, this isn't a video game. Like, you don't get like 3 lives. Like, this is it. And if you were to just kind of, drift in life for the next 5 years, and in the next 5 years, when you reach that fifth year mark of drifting, and you look back at those last 5 years and you're like, dang, I haven't really done anything, because you were kind of just like drifting through life. And that kind of goes to show that if you're not constantly being curious, because I think curiosity is a powerful tool. If you're not constantly being curious about yourself, constantly being curious about, what you watch every day, what you feed yourself, like, you're not gonna know like the cause and effects of it. Or maybe you choose not to, and you choose to just ignore it, and you choose to ignore the fact that you watch like 6 hours of TV a day, and you fantasize about driving in Lambos, and you fantasize about owning a mansion and buying your mom's a house. Like, yeah, you can do that all day long, but that's all that you're gonna do. Like, you have to realize that, you know, to be able to reach there, certain steps have to be taken. And, there's long-term and the short-term goals. And I think it's really important what you said, of keeping track of those short-term goals, because if you set a goal and you say, okay, I need to complete this goal within 30 days. Let's say, you want to create an app. You're like, okay, I have to have this code written within the next 30 days. But also your long-term goal, which could be 6 months or a year, is to, okay, let's start getting the app into the developmental stages by 6 months. And, by that 12-month mark, let's launch it onto the App Store. And it's those little building blocks that is going to help you be able to keep track of your progress, and also kind of put yourself in check, because it's like, dang, you didn't reach your goal, like you didn't work hard enough. I do believe in, having like big goals, like way too big goals that are way out of reach. Of course, people do get lucky sometimes. People scratch off, that scratcher and win $1 million. But it's like saying, if you want to reach a certain destination, and the journey is the destination, I think that you could dream too big at the same time, saying like, hey, I want to have 1 million YouTube subscribers in a month. Yeah, I mean, that could be possible. That could be done. But if you have 0 followers, zero support from the online community, and, if you want to just do it fast, that's probably going to cost you some money with advertising and marketing.
We were talking about, owning a Lamborghini and spending 6 hours of your time on TV. That's a big thing, because it jumped out to me. I was like, whoa, Lamborghini commercials do not even air on TV. They don't make any TV commercials, because the owner of Lamborghini is like, the people who buy this car do not watch TV. Our target audience is not watching TV. And it's crazy to me, because, I had a TV from the studio, and I had it here in my room, but I was like, wow, I think this is a waste of time. I was like, I think I should sell it. I think it's a distraction. Like, not that I watched it all the time, but I remember having it on all the time, just there, just like in the background, just because I like it, just because I like it in the background. But still, I was like, even if it's wasting a minuscule amount of my time when I could be doing something, but it's making me just stay in bed a little bit longer, it's not worth it to me.
Yeah, 100. And I think that if you're going to work like 24/7, all year, I know that there's people out there that do that, but I know that they're super stressed because they don't have any time for play. And what's the point of enjoying your hard work if you're not able to play around in your McLaren? You're not able to play around and, go travel somewhere, but you can also still bring your laptop and go work at the same time, You can also still do that. I think it's a balance balance is key, because if you're going 100 miles per hour, eventually you're going to run out of gas, you know? Eventually you're going to run out of gas faster than you would if you're going 70 miles per hour. And you need to stop at the gas station to fuel up, you know? And
Yep.
whether that's something doing like extracurricular that's not really going to benefit towards whatever goal you're doing, which is, you know, like you said, watching, you know, your favorite movie, you know, spending like 2 hours to watch like your favorite movie, or, you know, spending 2 hours to play video games, you know, because, you know, I think play is important with your work ethic.
It'll get
Hmm.
your mind refreshed. And we can't just. You're so right. Balance is very key. Whether it's in diet, in finance, in life, everything has to be perfectly balanced. Everything definitely needs to be balanced. So I do completely agree with you, and I think people need to balance that work life versus the fun life. But I feel like unfortunately the fun life takes over a lot of the time, and it turns into more
Because you
fun.
get too
Yeah,
comfortable.
exactly. And there's another point. We can't get comfortable. Tell us about not
Can't.
being comfortable, Ethan.
Man, comfortability is like the devil's cousin, man. Like, you can put yourself into a self-induced comfortable state forever if you really wanted to, because you get so comfortable. But I think putting yourself in situations on purpose to be uncomfortable, one example is I take a cold shower every single day, and I don't, it's a non-negotiable cold shower.
Which is crazy,
There's
by the way.
times where,
Which is
you
crazy.
know,
To me, at least. That's crazy. I
I,
can't do that.
dude, and you know, it's like when I first started, dude, it was hot, it was tough. It was tough. It was hard, you know. I've been doing this since December, and I have not missed a single cold shower to this day. Like,
To
I
this
do
day.
not budge. I do not, you know, to this day,
Yeah.
like on some,
To this
dude,
day!
yes.
To this day!
Can we give the audience a little bit of context? You live in Colorado where it snows like crazy, and you still be
Yeah.
taking these showers in the freezing cold heat.
Dude, there's snow outside right now.
Yeah,
There's
I
snow
can, I
outside right
mean,
now.
I can't even imagine that doing that type of stuff. Maybe if it's like
But
100 degrees outside, if I live in Texas or Florida or something, then I'll think about it. But that's just something I can never do because you do it
discipline.
every day.
Discipline is key. And like, dude, is taking a cold shower gonna make me a millionaire?
Nope.
No. Like how like that's not gonna make me a millionaire. But it's building up that mental
Yes.
capacity to be able to put myself into situations that I don't want to do, but I know will benefit me, you
Yes.
know? And it's that discipline of doing it every single day. And don't get me, dude, there's some showers where like I'm actually looking forward to it, because I'm looking forward to it because I know the feeling that it brings to me after I'm done with my shower.
Mm.
After I'm done with my shower, I'm like, dude, I fucking conquered that. Like, okay, like let's go read the charts. You know, if anybody doesn't know, I do trade into the stock market, I trade futures. But you know, it's like after that cold shower, I'm like, dang, dude, like I beat that. I beat myself of not wanting to get into that cold shower. Okay, let's go put in 6, 8 hours of just studying, you know?
That's gonna be it for
That's
that's
why they
gonna be it
say
for the Just Chips podcast episode
yes,
1.
yes.
You can find all our beautiful Just Chips merch, which is gonna be releasing in the next 3 weeks on the rarecode.com. You can find my boy Ethan Franks at Seth Rogen's Homie on Twitter. You can find me at Rarer Than Rare on mostly every platform. But we're gonna catch you on the next one. Love you guys. Peace.
Peace.